Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, everybody? This is Mr. O here, man. And a lot of things happened yesterday on August 7th of 2016. And it kind of brings a little bit of smile to my face as I predicted this what was going to happen a year ago and then 3 years ago. But what I'm going to talk to you about, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to read the commentary article, what I came across, and then I'll be back with my commentary. You know, George Zimmerman and Dylan Roof were both attacked on the same day. Now, this is coming from thefrisky.com. On Thursday, the world, well, actually, it's happened on Thursday. The world was dealt what could be considered, hold on one second, what could be considered a heaping dose of karma, where both George Zimmerman and Dylan Roof were attacked in separate instances. Zimmerman, as we all know down here, particularly like here in South Florida, is the coward, who shot Trayvon Martin. He was punched in the face at Gators Riverside Grill. That's in Sanford, y'all. According to local police reports. Coincidentally, on that same day, the accused Charleston shooter, Roof, was attacked in jail. Now, I notice how they just say accused. How can somebody be accused of shooting people, killing people, when he was the actual shooter? See how they try to twist words around, family? You got to learn how to understand words and learn how to control the narrative. That's why black media is so important. During his call to 911 operators, Zimmerman claimed the assailant punched him out of nowhere, saying he said he was going to kill me. On the contrary, an interview with Edward Winters, the owner of the restaurant, revealed a different account. Winters told the New York Daily News, where they shoved each other and that was the end. He said, "You don't know who I am, do you?" And Zimmerman said, "I'm George Zimmerman." Now, lately this some bitch been going around here bragging about, he this and that. He's on, let me get to that. I'm gonna say that for later. Now, according to Winters' account, there was no punches thrown, and the only physical altercation was the mutual shove. Other witnesses from the scene claimed the interaction was spurred when Zimmerman complimented another customer's Confederate flag tattoo and bragged about the death of Martin, at which point the man identified as Eddie approached the conversation. Eddie apparently confronted Zimmerman for openly bragging about Martin's death, which quickly led to the physical altercation, which, according to everyone except Winters, did in fact include a punch so strong that Zimmerman's glasses was broken. And I'm reading like one of these tweets from Jamie Kilstein. He said, "Guys, come on. You can be against violence, but pro-violence directed at George Zimmerman." That's one of the things that came across on Twitter. The assailant apparently rolled off on a Harley Davidson after punching Zimmerman, which feels like an act of cinematic karma, if I ever heard one. Now, while in theory, as the author of this editor say, he don't condone or promote violence. Well, that's his opinion. It's difficult to say the least to not feel that this was like this was 1,000 times, 1,000% deserved. Now, in a separate but seemingly correlated incident, the alleged, here it goes again. I ain't even gonna see alleged. I'm gonna just say the Charleston shooter and killer Dylan Roof was reportedly assaulted by another inmate in the jail shower Thursday. The documented white supremacist was repeatedly punched in the shower by a 26-year-old inmate until guards separated him. The attack didn't leave Roof with serious injuries, as he reportedly returned to his cell with just bruises to show for that incident. But his attacker was immediately lauded as a force of vigilante karmic justice by Twitter users, though many claim Both Ruth and Zimmerman's attack was too little too late. You know, and here's another tweet from Maggie Sirota. She's saying, so is the dude who punched George Zimmerman in the face going to be in the next Bachelor ABC or what? Oh boy, they just going in. And here's another tweet from the fast break. Say, yeah, this happened Thursday, right on President Obama's birthday. Me, when I found out George Zimmerman and Jillian Roof's both caught phase on Obama's birthday. Well, as you can see, the reports of the Roof and Zimmerman attack brought the sense of a sliver of justice to many, with people going so far as to say Zimmerman's attack could be the next Bachelor, as well as the launch of a support fund for the guy who attacked the Roof. Yeah, so that was from them. I ain't really see no comments on there though. But let me just go ahead and take my commentary on this. Both of their ass whoopers were rightfully deserved, as far as I'm concerned. Especially George Zimmerman. You know, this fat fuck, you know, we all know both people down here, both white and black, were upset about the acquittal that, you know, that this son of a bitch who followed Trayvon Martin, who was coming home from the store with a bag of Skittles and some iced tea to come back home and catch the All-Star game in 2012 of February. And Zimmerman sitting in this truck, you know, up here following the police. I guess, you know, he had a fight with his dear ex-wife, Shelley Zimmerman. You know, she came to her senses and finally divorced that faggot fuck. You know, and you know, he's always been like that. And you know, when the police dispatcher asked him, "Sir, you following him?" He said, "Yeah, okay, we don't need you to do that." Zimmerman could have left that whole thing alone if he just would have took his ass back to that stinking truck of his and just sat there until the police had arrived. And Trayvon was trying to get out the rain because he wearing a hoodie, of course. Shoot, he wears a hoodie. It's from Miami. I mean, like that. When it rains, sometimes we wear a hoodie. We don't want to carry an umbrella at times. But see, the thing with Zimmerman, see, he is the mark of a coward. Now, what just happened there at the Gator Grill up there in Seminole County in Sanford? Yeah, he wasn't acting so tough. He only tough when he got his guns with him, which I think the judges up there in Central Florida, they just as stupid as hell. A bunch of fucking rednecks. You know, they just stupid as hell. How the hell you gonna get this motherfucker back his guns and all that? Then try to sell a gun on eBay that he used to kill Trayvon with, and then probably got that back. But then again, see, up there in that area like Sanford and all that, a city that's basically named after a Peckerwood that basically was a slave trader, you know. And then you know, that's the thing about with the history of Sanford, because remember, there's a lot of racist history with that city. When Jackie Robinson was down there to practice during the spring tank, you know, they sent all type of threatening letters. They didn't want him down there, or you know. And then another incident happened where residents of Sanford didn't even want blacks to come to the public pool, so they put cement in the whole thing to keep it going on. This is just show you how nasty, how some of these crackers is up there, you know. And shoot, and where's George Loudmouth Buddy, that other punk, Frank Taffy? You know, all of a sudden he done turned around and switched sides, but we all know Frank Taffy's a well-known white supremacist anyway, so I don't put nothing past him. And if you ask myself, Tariq Nasheed, or Professor Black Truth, or Jason Black, or Irv Griffin or Tory Rain or Superboy 223 or even myself. You know, I said it a long time ago. I said that motherfucker's just doing all that shit just to save his own ass. But this isn't about Frank Taffy. So what we seeing basically is a sliver of justice. This is the only thing that made it. But here's something else about with Zimmerman though. He tried to slide his ass down here in Miami to go on an interview with Telemundo to tell his crappy side of the story. And I guess him and that chick that he was with at that time were chilling on South Beach. And it just happened to find out that a couple of locals recognized him. Keep in mind, people, Zimmerman still got that bounty on his head. Yes, he do. He still got that bounty on his head. And they recognized him. And they went at him. Zimmerman ran like a coward, and they gave chase. But like I said, he ain't no different from any other white supremacists, you know what I'm saying? He's a coward, he's a punk. You know, he's only tough when he's beating up on women and he's got his guns and he got his gun with him. Take that gun and take that gun away, what you got? You got a bitch made motherfucker that's looking forward to getting his ass kicked. You know, and stations like Fox News, CNN, I don't even call Fox real news, no way. You know, all them assholes supported him. You know, they probably looking like shit in the face right about now. But yeah, Zimmerman was so scared, so spooked that he had hotel security had to block off the so-called would-be attackers, and he jumped in the cab, drove to the airport, took off. And you know, since then, Zimmerman never set foot back in Miami. Now, for anybody that's listening on YouTube or whatever like that, you know, for the people who say like, why the black people down here in Florida, in Florida, had put hands on him. Well, I'm here to tell you, down here in South Florida, we don't play that junk. You mess with one of us, I guarantee you like that, hands you will be dealt with. That's just plain and simple. I'm gonna just let you know that right now because ain't nothing soft about us. And you think we slow? You think we soft? I'm gonna tell you something. Smash the gas. You're gonna see how quick we put these hands on your bitch ass. That's just me saying that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a motherfucker like Zimmerman could never step his ass back here. And he was a coward. You know, most of these whites, you know, he got his honorary white card or his honorary white supremacist card. Seemed like it didn't help him out there at the Gator Swampland Inn and all that. And the guy who probably swung on him wasn't probably another white guy. And I read some of the transcripts from Phil of the Advice Show, and he's a good friend of mine too. He simply stated that, you know, the guy said he called him an explicit lover. So I'm assuming it was the N-word and stuff. But see, I told you. I said it 3 years ago. Zimmerman gonna get what's coming from him. You know, it's gonna be slow, but it is coming. Now, enough about that fat fuck, that coward. Let's move on to the other coward, Dylan Roof, a little 150-pound, little skinny ass, carrot top looking white boy, so-called white supremacists and all that. I love it how these news sites call him an alleged shooter. You know, he's a coward too, and a monster to begin with, just like Zimmerman. You know, you go up into a church and you being accepted by people who basically giving service and everything like that under false, you know, under religion and all that. And he goes there and he murders 9 people, all black. One of them, which that really bothered me, was a 90-something-year-old grandmother. Real cowardly act. And what pisses me off is with the law enforcement there in South Carolina, they're a joke. A bunch of racist bastards. When they caught up with him and arrested him, instead of him, like, you know, doing what they're supposed to do, if that was somebody black, they take this motherfucker here to Burger King because simply he was hungry. This is where white privilege plays in at. But I'm glad that the person that got to him, I forgot the guy's name, Dwayne Stafford. You know, I wasn't gonna mention his name, but it just came up in my head just now. That he got at his ass. You know, the only thing is he just didn't get at him long enough or hard enough. Now, you know, this punk motherfucker, you know, you just a wet 150-pound white boy. Yeah, you know, this is the thing with these white supremacists, you know, and wanna be white supremacists. They're cowards. You're only as tough as the company that you keep or the whatever weapon you got in your hand. Take either of those out of the equation, and you just got nothing but straight pussy waiting to be fucked. Now, you best better understand something. Now, kudos go out to Swain Stafford. Kudos go out to that other guy that punched Zimmerman. If I hailed them as freedom fighters, I hailed them as that too. In fact, come to think of it, the inmate that did attack Dylan Roof in the shower, it's already a campaign, a fun account, a GoFundMe account already set up for him. And I urge everybody, black and white, who can't stand social injustice or racial injustice or whatever, donate some money to that brother there who locked up. Put some of that money in his commissary and all that. Because he could definitely use it. Because that's the one thing I damn sure will be doing myself. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. That's just real. I do that for myself because you gotta understand something like this. Um, all that turn the other cheek and let us pray when our people get slaughtered out here in the streets, murdered out here in the streets by these race soldiers who are basically uh, law enforcement officers, and then get fucked over by the DAs and the judges who are also racist as well, forming their own little secret cabal. You know, I'm saying like that. That's white supremacy. You know, but see, ever since like the Dallas incident, what went down in Dallas, what went down in Baton Rouge after the murders of Alton Sterling and the murder of Philando Castile. Now I can either go way more back too. Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, Rakia Boyd, Renisha McBride. I mean, the dude that killed her, he's already sitting in jail right now. Um, you know, Mike Brown, Jonathan Farrell, Walter Scott. You know, and see, like with the two officers that murdered Alton Sterling. Let me tell my people something right now. You got to go ahead and psychologically um, and emotionally prepare yourself. Do not be surprised if those two pigs get off. Do not be surprised if the pig that murdered Philando Castile gets off. Because this is a stupid thing what's going on down in Louisiana right now. That Blue Lives Matter law is now in full effect. A law that President Obama, dumbass, turned around and signed into law that, killed a police officer, that's like considered a hate crime. I'm like, wow. You know, and this is one aspect that I have my issue with Obama. And see, and the one thing that coincides with that, what happened to Dylan Roof, what happened to George Zimmerman, that both of those things happened on the president's birthday, which was August 4th. That was Thursday. So both of them fuckers got faded. And it's gonna be a lot more because it's just gonna be like, look, it's just not them because, but you also don't realize too, people. And I'm speaking to my family right now. I'm speaking to my people right now. What I'm about to say, and I'm not gonna bite my tongue about it. Now, before I make a disclaimer to all the white people that's listening to this, if you know you're not those jokers, this is a concern. You won't be offended what I'm going to say. In order for it to be white supremacy, my people, we also gonna have to go up against some people who look like us but don't share the same agenda. You know, some of these old coons who supposed to be quote unquote civil rights icons like John Lewis, John Conyers, Andrew Young, idiots like Sheriff David Clark, Larry Elder, Jesse Lee Peterson, you know, Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith. You might as well include Ray Lewis fuck ass in that too. You know, because we in August, September, October, November. President Obama's about to get ready to be out of office. So now, these assholes around here scrambling around like chickens with their heads cut off. Trying to look for a new position, new job, whatever, to see where their next meal ticket gonna come from their white handlers and stuff. And AD white supremacists love bringing out these old coons, these old Sambos here to try to think they can calm the young generation down, like John Lewis, who think like, you don't need to be doing that. Look at this. I say, let me ask you this one. When they start challenging people like him, saying, what have you actually done for us? So you march, big deal. Has it changed the aspect of everything? No. Because see, after Malcolm, after Martin, they really dropped the baton. And these idiots didn't pick it up. You think they were marching for, this and that? No, they weren't. They were marching so they could just get a goddamn job. President Nixon, Richard Nixon said a long time ago, back in the 70s, if you want to stop a revolution, you start offering, in his words, he quote unquote, offer the niggas a job. And that kind of coincided with a scene from the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Clarence William III, who played this hardcore revolutionary, and he was telling Kenan Ivory Wayans about, the fight the man, Mr. Big, the gold chain, all this stuff. And see, it was a spoof. Saying like, we went in there 500 strong, and all of them came out with jobs. And how that happened? They were hiring that day. And then on top of that, he wasn't no real revolutionary either. Shoot, his wife was in there, came out, had to be a white chick, all braided up, dashikied up, and all this stuff. I'm looking like, really? But see, that's how some of these so-called revolutionaries is, especially these days on social media. They be all behind a keyboard talking about Black Power this, and that, RBG this. But man, look here, you probably see some of their personal photos. They all up in the face of the vanilla. Down with the swirl. But I digress. I'm trying to stay on topic right here. But see, this ain't the end of dealing with it. This ain't the end of George Zimmerman having that ass handed to him. When I heard about he just only walked out with bruises, I said like, huh? That's it? Man, buddy, he should have went in on him. I mean, went in on him. Same thing with dude who punched Zimmerman. He should have went in on him. Cats like George Zimmerman are not but cowards. Just like that old punk ass Peckerwood down there in Texas, the former correction officer Nathan Ener, remember he made that video sitting on his damn porch talking about saying how he was gonna go after Black Lives Matter and the Black Panther Party and all this other stuff because of what happened to a cop that got gunned down, Harris County sheriff's deputy got gunned down at a gas station. He was the one that's sitting up there on his porch, cocking a shotgun, all over social media, and nothing happened to him. And I believe with that guy, I think he has some insight or knowledge, or he has a hand in the murder of our brother down there, Alfred Wright, down there in Jasper, Texas. But see, but the Panthers did show up down there. And Brother Quanell X was going to put that work in on that Peckerwood. He wasn't talking all that mess then. Talking about, oh, shoot. When the Black Panthers come out there, I want y'all to play a pepper spray and all this stuff. And all, talking all this mess. But it just goes to show you that they punks, they cowards, they sissies. We about the only people we really built for that. We the only ones who go ahead and will walk up to a white supremacist or suspected white supremacist and look them dead in the eye and say, okay, what you want to do? You know, but see, now that you want to up the ante on them, so guess what? We're going to up the ante too. You know, people, you got to realize something. We're at war. When I say white supremacy, I mean, I'm talking about the system, and I'm talking about the people who align themselves with white supremacy and want to keep the status quo. And also, they pet coons too. You know, the people like the David Clarks, like the Charles Barkley's, like the Stephen A. Smiths, the Ray Lewises, the Chris Carters, the Wendy Williams, the Stacey Trash, the Don Lamones, or Donna Lamone, I call it that. And this is what we kind of go ahead and we got to keep doing. Now, the Black movement, like I said, that's still going strong. I mean, I'm with that. So, you know, that's how we got to do it, build our own economic power base. Because, you know, and support our own businesses and support our own. So I'm glad that's also happening. We doing it like on many fronts. And you gotta understand something too, that not every white person is racist, and not every black person is not really for you or gonna support you. Just look like I just mentioned about John Lewis, John Conyers, Andrew Young, and a few other of these fools. Yeah, I'm gonna throw Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton in there because they were never for us. And the same thing go for these old so-called preachers, you know, pimps in the pulpit. You know, they ain't nothing but pimps, you know, which basically is an acronym standing for pay it in my pocket or put it in my pocket. You know, like TD Snakes, like Creflo Dollar, like Eddie Long, you know, who also go both ways, by the way. And I can bring it a lot more closer to home, too. Right down here in South Florida. One of his proteges. And I think people know who I'm getting at or who I'm talking about. But then again, I really don't care. I'm going to just let you ponder on that for a minute. See who I'm going at with it. Because I'm going to tell you something. Preachers ain't doing nothing for us either. A lot of these black churches that you see in the neighborhood, like in Liberty City, Overtown, Alabama, Glenwood, Ovalapa, Kansas City, Brown City, whatever. You know, you got more churches here in the hood in the black neighborhood, black community than anything else. But yet, though, I don't see none of them putting any money toward anything here. Like, you know, like building a black-owned supermarket, or, you know, or putting together a center, a program and stuff where you can train young black men and young black women to go ahead and train them for skills and all that, to not just for jobs. No, forget that. To train them to be entrepreneurs, to have their own businesses, to work for themselves. Now, sure, yeah, we got Miami-Dade Entrepreneurial Center, which is right there on Northwest 63rd Street and 7th Avenue in Liberty City. But that's a white-owned establishment. I'm talking about one of ours, for ourselves. That was all part of the gentrification process that's going nationwide in every hood across America. See, when it comes down to the old guard, drop the baton. And you know, the baby boomers, these are the people, like those people, like the names I mentioned, all of them came up, were born into the 1950s, and and they kind of really like messed it up, because see now this generation, and I'm hoping I can reach the youth ones are the ones younger than me. To suggest like, look, tell them you ain't got to call them elders, they're just olders, because you don't owe them nothing. Because not a damn thing changed, Because like, look, all they care about is doing as long as they get their 5 or 6 figure income in their bank account, they can go home to the drive home in their brand new Mercedes and all that and live on the other side of town. I'm pretty sure that John Lewis and John Conyers probably got a nice home over there in Prince George County. White picket fence, everything else like that. The only thing that John Lewis can tell you about, shoot, young people ask him what he done. I say, don't you see these lumps on my head? Don't you see these lumps on my head? Yeah, so that's the only thing you get. You let use your head to be a damn bongo drum. Really. But the young generation, this generation ain't listening to them because they see the bullshit what's going on. You trying to calm young people down. Nah, they following in the steps of Malcolm X. Same thing with preachers. They ain't even listening to them. They're not even attending to them. They're listening to the teachers of Malcolm X, the teachers of Elijah Muhammad, or better yet, let me take it on back. The man who taught Elijah Muhammad himself, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey. Okay? Even King at one time was part of that Big Six, and he was backed by some of the biggest white-owned financial institutions in the country. King's predecessor, Dr. Vernon Johns, people don't know about him. He wasn't on that shit. Vernon Johns was against everything what a Conyers and a John Lewis and Andrew Young was about. He wasn't about to bend, he wasn't about to kowtow or anything like that to the white supremacists. So guess what? They had to move Dr. Johns out of there and put King in there in the early 60s and all that. And you fight for integration and all that. Your heart was in the right place. But really, to tell you the truth, what integration has done for us, integration might have been the worst thing that could have happened to us as a people. And then later on, King had to realize to himself, he had to question himself and ask himself, I wonder if I led my people into a burning house. I never forgot that when he asked that. And Malcolm tried to tell him, oh boy, it's the sheep being used by the foxes. And he's just leading the sheep to slaughter. You got to know the difference between a fox and a wolf. See, when a wolf coming to go ahead and he coming to rabbit, he coming to wipe everything out. That's why you never see a wolf in the circus. Okay? You'll see lions and tigers and bears on mine, and elephants right along with it. But you'll never see a wolf in the circus. Hell, you may not even see one in the zoo. But a fox, related to a wolf, they're both canines. But the thing with a fox is sleek, he's sly, he's clever. Even when a fox shows his teeth, it looks like he's smiling. And see, that's where we drop our guard at. You want to try to think that person is your friend. They're not. Because, see, I've learned over the years, during my adolescence years, and during my young adult years, I'm still young. I'm 40, I'm in my mid-40s years young. So don't get it twisted. The spirit, if you're in tune with the universe, the spirit gonna recognize what's real and what's artificial. You know how the old saying, how you young bucks get out there and say, real gonna recognize real. And that's true. But I'm hoping what I said in the news report like that resonates with the younger generation and the message that I'm trying to read to you right now. You know, that in order for us to go ahead and battle white supremacy, we also want to have to battle these coons too. Because trust me, they're the enemy as well. They want to help. They are the first line of defense for these white supremacists. They also the ones who wants to go ahead and help maintain the status quo. And you got some of them too, right there on your job. Especially among the black female. Say like a young black female come on the job or whatever like that, she knew there. You see some of them older black females, they'll feel threatened by her. You know, maybe for the fact of medical why, because she may be better looking, she's nice looking, you know, and she's a good girl, you know what I'm saying? She ain't trying to really like trying to vibe, you know, vibe with any dudes or whatever like that. See, they feel threatened by that. And it's the same thing going if you're a young black male coming to the first time the job, you know, in the department. You got some older black males, maybe like they'll be all grumpy and anything like, you know, they feel threatened, you know, because they don't want to lose their position, they feel comfortable. And God forbid, don't let, especially if some of the older ones be like an older black female that has a position of authority, if she's a manager or supervisor, or maybe have a position in human resources. That's even worse. And the same thing also goes in public service departments too. You know, you got some of them that, you know, either be a bus operator or police officer, whatever. They let that title at the end of their last name go to their head. So they figure they got a sense of authority and all that. But they see somebody like me or like somebody like you, young people, come along, they feel threatened, they feel intimidated. So now they try to do everything they can to try to go ahead to undermine you, to try to disrupt your energy, your progressive energy, your positive energy. See, that's what coons do. They're going to try to make sure they don't see you make it. But see, well, guess what's happening right now? They think they're there right now. But see, they're going to sooner or later drop. Because they start to realize the cooning ain't going to save you. You think I'm lying, ask Ray Lewis, ask Chris Carter. Both of them fuckers are sitting at home right now, out of a job. You think ESPN going to call them back? Nah, because Ray Lewis, look here, he started going ahead and buck dancing too. Because 1999, when he got caught up in that double murder trial during the Super Bowl weekend and all that, you killed 2 people and stuff. So they did everything they can to get him out of there. You ever wonder in 2000 when the Baltimore Ravens played in the Super Bowl against the Giants, and all of a sudden Ray Lewis got it, Super Bowl MVP? Anybody that watched that game could see it just Ray Lewis didn't do shit. It was the whole Baltimore defense that did everything else. But yet, though, that's what you get, you know, tap dance and all that. This is the same way how they did with Charles Barkley, who got in trouble a lot where he got driving drunk. I think it was in Houston or Arizona when he playing with the Rockets. Pulled his pants down, told him to kiss his ass. So they bailed him out of the situation. So now you got to go ahead and do this little thing. Now they gave that motherfucker a 6-part docuseries that comes out next year called the quote-unquote race card. Charles Barkley is the last person to get out there going ahead and talk about us. The vile venom that he's been spewing about black people in the presence of his company is totally unacceptable. But he will be dealt with accordingly. Because see, when the white supremacists is gonna be like this, when they can't get no more out of these old cats, they're going to toss it to the side. Same thing like it was with the Democratic National Convention. Because, see, now a lot of our young people, they're not even with that shit on voting for Hillary. Because none of the black are voting for him. Because, see, our bill didn't mention nothing about black people doing the DNC. Hillary Clinton tried to go ahead and intertwine it that he said he respect the police. Yeah, no surprise he would say something like that because he the one invented that three strikes law, which led to the incarceration of over 100,000 young black men. Uh, so don't expect nothing from Clinton, don't expect nothing like that because see, a lot of our people are starting to wake up. A lot of our people are starting to realize that, everything that was told to them basically was a lie. And most of your parents was also part of it too. We came from that era, the kowtow or turn the other cheek. This generation ain't turning the other cheek. Motherfucker, they putting boots to asses if you fuck with them. That's just plain and simple. And I'm a very firm believer in self-defense, and I'm a very firm believer in the Constitution. I'm a very, very firm believer in self-preservation, and self-preservation is the number one law in nature. You come out here, you try to put hands on me. I'm telling you right now, somebody getting limbs or getting some part of their anatomy broken or shredded apart. Because when it comes down straight up, white supremacists, man, you don't want it with us. You suspected white supremacists, you don't want it with us. You're only tough when you want to have your little weapon, little firearms, or you got your doggone tactical vest and all this other stuff. That's the truth would say. You guys, you white boys, love to pay dress up, wearing your tactical vest and all this other stuff like that. And go to the gun range with your buds and all that. Get the kicks about shooting at pictures of black people. But it's a whole different story when you come to us face to face. It's a whole different story. And now, like I said, you kept asking for the so-called race war. You kept asking for it. You kept pushing it. And now the gates of hell has opened up. And it's going to be more to come. That's going to end my show here for tonight. First thing first, I want to go ahead and give a shout out, support black businesses, people, to my beautiful black people. Look here, the economic movement is going, the Black Dollars Matter movement is going. I mean, like this, if you got a current bank with, I don't know who y'all bank with, whether it's Chase Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, I don't know who, Regions, TD Bank, or whatever. It's time, a lot of us need to start going ahead and moving our money from out of there to there. Like I said before on my last podcast, what you can do, if you're comfortable with where you at, why not just go ahead and open up an account there? That way, if you like it or whatever like that, and if you want, you can probably close that account out and move all your money over there to maybe One United Bank, which is right down here in Miami, 3275 Northwest 79th Street. Check them out. If you can't make it over there, you can still open up an account online. Also, go out there if you're in the Miami, Liberty City area, and if you're hungry for some Caribbean cuisine, stop by Kyle's Kitchen 305, which is 762 Northwest 62nd Street in Miami. That's 762 Northwest 62nd Street in Miami. Man, look here, you get your best bang for your buck. Trust me. Also support Rasul menswear, sportswear, ladies. He's got something there. He's got something for everybody too. I got to make that shout out like this. Support black-owned businesses, black-owned stores. Thompson's Market down on 62nd and 14th. They've been here for like 40 years. Still got the fresh collard greens, fresh everything like that. It's time to do this. It's your man, Mr. O. Go ahead and sign it off, and I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace out.